Live from TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. Welcome to Boston Bruins hockey on NESN. Reunion season isn't over yet. Tonight the Bruins welcome back some familiar faces as the St. Louis Blues make their lone visit of the season to Boston. Hello again, everybody. Along with Andy Brickley, I'm Judd Surratt. Thanks for joining us. The Blues, after Montgomery took over, went 35-18-7, and after the Four Nations tournament, scorching. In the slot, a giveaway, and Korpisalo able to bail out the Bruins as Suter was denied. Kyrou lost it, chopped up top. Tucker across, Falk. They'll hammer it down low, Suter. Holloway bumped off the puck. Sent ahead, not out. Third attempt, the Bruins get it out.
A couple opportunities for St. Louis. You mentioned they don't score a ton of goals, but they can get chances because they do have some good offensive players. It's a nice little snapshot in motion by Neighbors. The Korpisalo fights off with that left shoulder, then the turnover. Zadorov thought he had to play to the middle of the ice. That gets taken by Suter, point blank. Blocker stop.
And it's backhanded out to center ice. If he played a full season and scored at that pace, that's a 34-goal season. Kastelik off a turnover, sent it out in front, and it's deflected over the corner glass.
Yeah, Kastelik had options on the turnover by St. Louis. He had Hampus Lindholm coming in from that left point. He takes a look over his left shoulder, and he thinks he has a play to the front of the net looking for Minten. There, you just got his stick in there, deflected that pass attempt by Kastelik.
Kastelik chopped it ahead. Minten around a check into the circle. Shoots, Binnington to stop. He flicked it to the corner. Now the net is dislodged, and this faceoff will stay inside.
It almost seemed like the mishandle or the inability to corral the puck initially for Minten was going to be a problem, but I think it worked in his favor because I think he got Tucker to relax a little bit, kind of lose his angle. And Minten just blows by him. Explosive move through the neutral zone. Real good opportunity coming in off that left wing. Try to sneak it short side high. Billington able to deny him.
Steves knocked down by Holloway. He had a big year last season for St. Louis after he and Broberg came over when they were tendered offer sheets. Edmonton chose not to match. Now Aspero, a dish, Lindholm, Geeky, center, Steves, he scores! Oh, beautiful play and finish. Alex Steves, his 6th in 13 games. Bruins 1, Blues nothing.
Puck management. If you can make tape-to-tape passes, you're going to get scoring chances, and the Bruins do it. It's a 3-zone play. From out of their own zone, use the middle of the ice. Line change by St. Louis cost them. Lindholm gets open at the offensive blue line. He's aware that Geeky's posted up at the blue line, and because of the line change, he's going to have a little room to handle that puck and make a play. Steve's on the opposite side of the ice, everybody filling the lane, and he's shot ready, expecting a one-timer, gets it. And the Bruins lead 1-0. We talked about better starts, playing with the lead, not chasing the score. Well, they were getting outshot 4-1 in the first 3 or 4 minutes, but since then, Boston is starting to find some rhythm.
Here's Kastelik. Fires. Binnington takes that in, and he'll hold it. Dvorsky takes a look. Took a shoulder from Steves. Now Broberg, hit by Steves, centered. They score! Right out in front, Morgan Geeky snaps one right by Binnington. Bruins 2, and the Blues nothing.
Got to capitalize on the interview with Adam and Chris Kelly. Again, we'll reference it. Get pucks behind them and go to work. Establish the forecheck. Dvorsky can't get that pass. Lindholm's looking for Geeky. It looked like it was going to be picked off. Well, it wasn't. It gets to Geeky, who's got separation. The coverage is loose. And from that range, he's deadly. Top shelf, short side, right up under the crossbar. And after a nice stop by Korpisalo, after a good shift by the fourth line for the Blues, the Bruins come right back on a chip and chase, forecheck, hard work, blue collar goal.
Falk. The Bruins short for another minute 20. Giveaway. Steves left to the net. Cuts in. Shoots. And Binnington got just enough so it trickles wide.
Oh, he tried to go backhand, forehand, and then beanbag it up to the top shelf. Binnington with a big-time stop.
Sundqvist centered. It floats over to the near side. Seeing those earmuffs, it's going to be a blast of cold air, by the way, coming to the northeast. I don't know if it's necessarily hit the inside of the Garden yet. Binnington wanted to reach for that puck. Couldn't get there. And now outside of the trapezoid, he can't play it there. 4 seconds left. Aspero off his skates. Backhanded on net, and Binnington the stop, the 14th that he's faced in the first period, and we are through 20 minutes. Exactly what the Bruins had diagrammed. So can you describe the goal that you scored against Jonas Korpisalo in street hockey?
Yeah, I think it was a shootout goal in street hockey. I don't really remember what I did, but I do remember that I scored for sure.
That's tremendous. So I understand the league is going to go through 2 breaks. One of them is obviously going to take place in February for the Olympic break. How excited are you to get a chance to participate in Italy for Finland in the Olympics?
I mean, it's amazing experience. I'm so excited. It's gonna be my 4th, hopefully, for Olympics, and it's in Europe, so that's pretty special for me. My family and my friends are gonna come to watch, and we have a good team. Like I won a couple of bronze medals before, so I think my goal is to win the gold medal finally, so yeah, I'm super excited for that.
Pavel Buchnevich just able to fire one just inside the left circle and cut the Bruins lead in half there.
Yeah, he found that quiet area and that high slot. He's a good offensive player with good offensive instincts. Has a little history of hurting the Bruins with his offensive skills, and he rips a shot. You know, you got to assume there was a pretty strong message in that St. Louis locker room following the first period, being down 2.
And now Holloway will drive to the hash marks. Kyrou back of the net. Try to tuck it in. Korpisalo holding the post. Bang that out in front. Korpisalo finally able to cover it up. And a couple extra whacks, and the Bruins take exception.
Well, St. Louis putting pressure on Boston, hanging on to pucks, and then it's just getting pucks into that blue paint with bodies and sticks. Korpisalo has to be prone to the ice and keep that pad on the ice. Left leg strong. I think it bounced over his stick.
Shoots. Binnington to Arvidsson. He scores! His 400th point. A rifle shot by Binnington. Bruins 3, Blues 1.
Now, what a negative sequence for the St. Louis Blues. Joseph maybe had an empty netter if he could have got a stick on it. And a nice purposeful shot right here by Mason Lohrei. Low on the net. Binnington's going to make the save and direct it to the boards, but Arvidsson, the veteran, savvy right winger, he's cheating in that direction, hoping the puck finds him, and it does. And he's ready. He's going to tee this one up. It's almost like a one-timer with that carom off the boards right into his wheelhouse.
It's about it all the time. When you have injuries, it means opportunities for other players. Steves has run with it. Zacha cuts to the middle. Little space. He scores! Pavel Zacha unleashed a bullet, and it goes over the glove and a Binnington. And the Bruins extend to a 4-1 lead.
Can't emphasize it enough when you get clean breakouts, clean exits from the defensive zone. You know, I know it's not an intense forecheck by St. Louis, and there's not a lot going on the back check either. There's plenty of white and blue jerseys back, but they're reaching, they're not skating, and it allows Zacha to take that long-distance pass from his own zone and then just cut to the middle. He gets in between 4 St. Louis Blues players, and because he's moving from his right to his left, Binnington's got to move with him. He goes back against the grain, high over the glove. Great shot.
Rattled around by the Bruins. Falk keeps it in. Kyrou to the slot. Holloway, as he was trying to uncork it, went off his blade. Aspero working against Suter. Holloway shoots. Korpisalo to save the rebound. Korpisalo lunges and got it with the right shoulder. And now here's Kastelik. Eves tapped it to the corner. Lindholm met by Broberg. Geeky's there. Geeky trying to keep the puck away from Schenn. Lindholm got a return feed from Steves. Lindholm protects. To the slot. Steves couldn't uncork a clean one-timer. Given away by the Blues. Geeky shoots. Binnington the save. Got away a good one-timer.
A nice strong shift by that line. Good motion. Cycle game. Finding the open man. Pinning St. Louis in their own zone. Here.
First penalty of the night for St. Louis.
Just to finish that thought on the Zacha goal. I mean,
63, 2 minutes for interference.
the St. Louis players back, they give up the blue line, and it's not an odd man rush. You know, those are the things that drive coaches crazy. Get a look at the interference on the inside hash mark there.
Jake Neighbors in the box, so the Bruins with their first power play of the night, and it's 5th best in the league. The Blues penalty kill 26th. They'll only have 15 seconds to work with it here in the second period. If they don't score, that's the way they'll start the third.
Yeah, and I think the goal in this situation should be try to generate 2 shots. You know, try to set up a quality chance, but then get that follow-up.
Here's Lindholm. Middlestad to the bumper. Up top, Middlestad. Now Lindholm with 5. Middlestad shoots. Binnington to save the rebound. They score! Did they get that in time? Pavel Zacha may have just scored his second of the period. A power play goal. Bruins 5, Blues 1.
Well, that's what you're looking for, a shot and then a follow-up. Getting a look at the overhead when this puck crosses the goal line relative to the clock. Geeky's going to get the rebound on the shot from Middlestad. He's either looking for Lindholm or Zacha. Not sure who he's trying to get it to, but it finds Zacha with a lot of net. Question is, does he beat the clock? And it looks like he did.
And that's a Bruins Ford Bronco horsepower play.
And one more time. Puck across the goal line. There. 0.2 seconds.
And the horn sounds. Here's Arvidsson. He's got 1. Zacha shoots just wide. He's never had a hat trick in his National Hockey League career. Lindholm shoots short side. Binnington to save the rebound. Min denied.
Was that Arvidsson while he was on the ice that got that rebound? On the backhand? I mean, you just got to love the motion in the offensive zone. And this is Lindholm. Almost lost the puck. Now he's going to rip one up high. Might have got Binnington in the mask. And then it was Arvidsson in a one-on-one battle with Tucker, I believe. See if we get a good angle of it here. That's a pretty good backhander from on your knees being tied up.
And the Bruins have it. Ustadinov has to pull up. Asimont shoots. Binnington a glove save out in front of the blue paint.
Details, little habits, things you like to see, growth in a young player's game. You know, it's not an easy pass to pick up and handle because you're being checked in center ice. Ustadinov right there. Stop on the puck. No flybys. Because he stops on it, he ends up with possession. Makes a nice little saucer pass. Pretty good opportunity for Asimont.
St. Louis, Winnipeg, and Minnesota. And that Minnesota team, wow, they caught fire. Kyrou fires off a leg. Korpisalo kicked out the right leg. They score. He made an incredible save, but the Blues stayed with it and make it 5-2 Bruins.
Yeah, it looked like a sure goal for Holloway coming down that left side when the puck just kind of finds him. He's got a lot of net, and it's a It's a quick release from close range. What a right pad kick save that was by Korpisalo, but good point by you, John. Holloway doesn't quit on the play. Instead of saying, oh man, I can't believe I didn't score, he gets that puck right back out to the front of the net. Suter, who had a good chance. You referenced those two saves early in the hockey game by Korpisalo. One of those was on Suter, but Suter able to just kind of chip that one in on the nice pass from Holloway from behind the net.
To make the margin 3, Broberg shoots in and out of the glove of Korpisalo. Mayu up top, Broberg shoots, and the Bruins able to box out, and then Buchnevich got locked up out in front with Peak. And for the first time really tonight, we see a little animosity.
Well, in the third period the other night up in Detroit, Boston gets the 4-on-4 goal late by Hustadinov, and then they get the goal with a 6-on-5 to make it 5-4 game. The point being, you still have 9.5 minutes to go. I don't expect St. Louis to lay down here. You're going to have to play. We said if you're going to play a full 60, you got to have a good first. They did that. Now you got to have a strong finish to make sure you win this hockey game.
Geekie. Stripped to the puck by Joseph. Fowler ahead, Neighbors. And Geekie has it. Steves tried to sneak behind the defense. Finished his check on Fowler. And then Steves went down. By the way, Jonas Korpisalo looking for his first win since November 6th against the Ottawa Senators. Binnington leaving for the extra attacker because we have a penalty that's about to be issued.
Yeah, it's going to be a high stick on Lindholm, I believe.
Boston 28, 2 minutes, high sticking.
Yeah, I was watching Steve get into the forward check. He hit Fowler pretty hard, and we just talked about him. Never shies away from the body contact, particularly on the forecheck. There's the high stick by Lindholm when that puck is up in the air. But Steve's on the forecheck, makes good body contact there. Then he's going to try to get to this loose puck, and he kind of went down awkwardly. He lost his stick. I didn't think he broke it, but a little slow to get up, and you're hoping it's just fatigue at this point on his way to the bench.
Half a minute left. It's driven deep. Bruins short for the remainder of the game. Aspero digging away. And it's drilled up the middle and out. It's going to bounce back into the St. Louis end. And now the Garden will rise. And respect the effort from the Bruins tonight. Sent out in front. Kairu's shot is blocked. 2 seconds left. The Bruins win. Jonas Korpisalo will celebrate a win for the first time since November 6th. The Bruins dazed the Blues tonight. They scored 3 times in the second period to break away from a 2-1 score to make it 5-1. Pavel Zacha had 2 of the 5 tonight. And a rare, easy win for the Bruins this season.
They earned it. Everybody contributed. There's a formula that the Bruins have to play to give them the best opportunity to win on a nightly basis. They executed most of that game plan tonight. A little surge by St. Louis to start the second period. They got quality goaltending. Their special teams were good, but they rolled 4 lines. They played 6D. Everybody had a touch. Everybody got a piece. Everybody should feel good about it, particularly coming off the way they played against Detroit in the areas of their game they wanted to improve.